This is, in my opinion, the #1 strategy to spend your predictor tokens in Madden 24 in order to make the most amount of free coins possible. Now, Solstice family, and welcome back to another Madden 24 video. Hope you watching this are having a wonderful start to your day, and without further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you guys didn't know, within the Thanksgiving promo in this game, there are these harvest predictor tokens you can earn, and essentially what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to use these tokens to make predictions about NFL games, and if we get our predictions correct, we win coins. Now, really quickly, before we talk about what predictions I'm going to make, I quickly want to showcase how you get these tokens for free. It's simple. It's going to take you 30 seconds. Or I guess it's not going to take you 30 seconds unless you got that dog in you. It's going to take me 30 seconds to explain, though. Now, the way we get these tokens is very, very simple. Go to your solo challenges, go to the kids versus dad solos, and by playing through all 15 of these solos and getting 2 stars in every challenge, you're going to get 10 predictor tokens. Because as you guys can see right here, there's a predictor token in every single tier. There are 10 available tiers you can earn. So I played through all these challenges. I got full stars because I am an absolute dog, and I know you guys are too, and that gave me my 10 tokens. And there's actually also 1 token you can earn for free by simply logging into Madden. So we have 11 tokens to play with in today's video. That's kind of sus. We have 11 tokens to spend in today's video. Let's talk about the best way to do so. Now, when you go to the sets and you go on over to the harvest sets in this game, these are the options you have for your predictor tokens. I'll quickly showcase all of them, then we'll talk about the best one to pick. Okay, now first of all, there's predictor tokens for each team to win the game. So for the Cowboys right here, if we put a token in this and the Cowboys won, we would get 7.5k coins. See in the description, boys, it's going to tell you how many coins you get for each prediction. And of course, every prediction is not the same. The Cowboys are more likely to win the game. That's why you get 7.5k if they win, versus if the Commanders win, you get 15k. Of course, the Commanders are the underdog in that one. That's why you'd get more coins if the prediction's correct. And of course, you can make picks on every single team. The Cowboys and the Commanders have one. The Lions and the Packers have one. I believe the Lions and the Packers is basically the same line, or I guess it's a little bit closer. 8,000 coins if the Lions win. If the Packers win, you get 13k. And then for the Seahawks and the Niners, I believe this one is basically going to be identical. If the Seahawks win, you get 10.5k coins. If the Niners win, you get a little bit less than that. You're going to get 9.5k, so pretty similar right there. To buy Madden 24 coins for the cheapest price on the internet, check out MMOEXP by clicking the link in the description and use promo code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Okay, now not only can you put your predictor tokens in some of the sets for winning games, but you can also put them in some of these prop picks. So this prop right here is for the Commanders to get 275 plus passing yards. If they do so, you get 15,000 coins. Let's take a look at numbers. We'll do that for all these options. So for this one right here, for the Commanders to get 275 plus passing yards, Sam Howell has done that in 6 of 10 games this year, boys. That's actually pretty solid. But on the other side of things, the Cowboys defense has not allowed a single quarterback they have played against to get 275 plus passing yards. In my opinion, I wouldn't go with this one. I don't think this one is super worth it. Although Sam Howell has done it before, and he's actually done it in over 50% of games he's played in, the Cowboys defense has yet to allow a single quarterback to get 275 plus yards. I don't see it being the case. Next up, we got the Cowboys to not miss a kick. And this is basically saying you don't think Brandon Aubrey is going to miss a kick, but now Brandon Aubrey has actually only missed 1 kick all year when it comes to PATs and field goals. So he's actually hit this in 8 out of 9 games. That's why the payout's a little bit smaller, only 6,000 coins, but I like this one, man. Although it's not a ton of coins, feels like a lock. He's hit this in every single game except for 1. I can see that trend continuing. Then next up, we got the Lions to get 4+ total touchdowns against the Packers. This one only pays 11.5 thousand coins, but I will say the Lions have scored 4+ touchdowns in 4 to 9 games they've played this year. I don't necessarily see them getting all the way up to 4. I feel like Thursday night games are usually a little bit more sloppy, so I'm not a huge fan of that. Now, next up, we got Packers to get 2+ sacks. I really like this pick, and again, I'm going to tell you guys how I'm spending my tokens in just a second once we go through all these, but if the Packers get 2+ sacks, you get 13,000 coins. Now, the Packers have done this in 5 out of 9 games they played. I feel like Thursday night football games are usually pretty sloppy, so I feel like sacks can come relatively easily, and they actually hit this line and got 2 sacks against the Lions when they played against them earlier this year. I quite like this one. Then the other 2 options right here are for the Seahawks to get 115 plus rushing yards against the Niners. They've actually done that, I think, in 4 games this year, but I just think the Niners defense is really solid. I don't see that one happening. Then we also have a couple others. There's this one right here for the Seahawks to score 2 touchdowns or less. I want to say that the Niners have held teams to 2 touchdowns or less 4 times this year, so a little bit under 50%. I'm not a huge fan of this one either. And then finally, there is for scoregami to happen. If this one is correct, you get 100,000 coins. This is basically saying that a score will happen in one of these games, which has never happened before. If you follow scoregami on Twitter, you know what this is. It's basically like a grid, and if a score happens that's never happened before, that's when scoregami hits. I want to say it only happens like 3 to 5 times per NFL season, so it's pretty infrequent, but if you get this right, you get 100k. Okay, now let's get started with my picks. What am I doing? Well, the first thing I'm doing is I'm putting 3 tokens on the Cowboys to win, and I'm putting 3 3 tokens on the Lions to win. Now, why am I avoiding this Niners and Seahawks game? Well, the Niners and Seahawks game, you're really only going to get, it looked like about 9 to 10,000 coins if you make a pick on one of those teams, and that feels like a toss-up. Whereas this Cowboys game, I think they're going to beat the Commanders, and the Lions game, I think they're going to beat the Packers. And I don't want to say those are locks, but I think they're very, very likely to happen, whereas the other game is a lot more unpredictable. And I know, yes, you could take the underdog, you could take the Packers, you also could take the Commanders if you wanted to, but to me, I just think the 7.5k looks pretty solid. When we look at some of the other picks, like the prop bets, which we'll take a look at in a second, I just don't see a ton of value there. There are some solid ones, but I think putting 3 in the Lions and 3 in the Cowboys is a good idea. I think both teams will win. I would basically guarantee you that at least one of those teams is going to win. So worst case scenario, you get like 20k. Best case scenario, you're getting 50k from both of those picks. All right, so that is 6 of our 11 tokens that we have already spent. As you guys can see right here, you're going to get these collectibles once you do these sets, and these collectibles will become quick sellable if your pick is correct. Now, the second prop bet that I really like, or really the only prop bet that I quite like, is going to be this one right here for the Packers to get 2+ sacks. Like I said before, I think Thursday night games are usually sloppy. The Packers have done this in over 50% of their games, and they did it against the Lions. I'm putting 2 tokens in this. You can put 3 if you want to, but if this is correct, we're getting 13,000 coins. That's pretty solid. I'm not going to lie to you. I think there's a fairly high probability that that happens. All right, moving on. Now we have spent a total of 8 of our tokens. Let's keep on going. The other pick that I do quite like is this one, man. Like, to be honest with you, Brandon Aubrey has hit this line in every single game except for one. I am hoping he continues that trend. I think really the only way we get screwed over right here is if they like force him to kick a long field goal before half, like a 57-yarder, a 60-yarder, whatever it may be. That would kind of put us in a difficult situation, but I'm putting 2 tokens in this one. It's 6k if we get it correct. It's not a ton, but I just feel like it's got a high chance of hitting. And then finally, that's 10 tokens. There is still one more free one remaining. I'm putting it in the scoregami. If it happens and I didn't complete the set, I'd be really pissed off. So let's put 1 in here. We'll get 100k if it ends up hitting, and that is my formula. 3 in Lions, 3 in Cowboys, 2 in the Packers to get sacks, 2 in Brandon Aubrey, and 1 long shot in the scoregami. And to be honest with you, I think we played it fairly safe, but we also got nice value. As you guys can see right here, let's just do the math on this and see how much we can get. And just doing the math right there, I just ran the numbers on how many coins we'd get if all our picks hit, except for the scoregami one. The scoregami one is a long shot. I feel like the other ones, though, feel pretty likely. That's 95,000 coins if they hit. That's worth it, man. That's almost 100k. And like taking a look at these, I think there's a fairly high probability that all these things happen. The Cowboys win, the Lions win, the Packers get a couple sacks, and Brandon Aubrey doesn't miss any kicks. Let's fingers crossed hope all those things happen. If all those things happen, we make 100k. If not, we'd make like 70 or 60 or 50, whatever it may be. But I'm thinking we're going to get hopefully the majority of these picks correct. Hopefully the Cowboys and Lions both win. That'll net us like 50k. The Packers would tack on another 25, and Brandon Aubrey would be another 12. I feel solid about these picks. I think this is the good way to do it. Now, on the topic of picks, if you guys want to make some picks with real cash over on Underdog Fantasy, they're the sponsor of the channel. They're basically a place where you can make picks like these ones on the screen. It's kind of similar to this, except you're making picks on players. If you're interested in doing that for the Sunday games today or the Thanksgiving games next weekend, I will leave the link to Underdog down below in the description. Use the promo code SWIFT as you are signing up to support my YouTube channel. And yeah, that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you copy these picks, let me know by dropping a comment. And until next time, boys, have a wonderful day. Have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'm out. Peace.